So what's happening, people? It's me again, Courtney. I'm back after about 3-4 months. I haven't done a video. So many UFC events, so many Bellator events, loads of MMA promotions going on. I mean, UFC, for instance, I've not even been able to keep up, not being able to watch every single card like I used to. It's just that I have to pick and choose now. But anyway, I'm back to do a prediction video for this event, which is UFC 158, St-Pierre versus Diaz. Which will take place on tomorrow, Saturday the 16th of March at the Bell Centre, Montreal, Canada. This whole card is just like, when I seen it, I thought to myself, it's like a mini Pride welterweight tournament. Why don't they just list it as a tournament? Jesus, man, should list it. And then have the yellow cards, 10-minute round, and soccer kicks. They should have the head stomps as well, man. They should allow that, man. Should allow it. Would be good. But anyway, that's me. If you don't know about Pride as well, Pride FC, if you're new to the MMA game or UFC game, go and look, type in on YouTube Pride FC, and you will see some of the best fights, the craziest fights you will ever see. But anyway, that's enough about that. 5 fights on the main card. I want my way from the main event down to the first fight on the main card. But anyway, main event, George St-Pierre versus Nick Diaz. George St-Pierre, 5'10", he's got 23-2 record. He's the current UFC welterweight champion of the world. Possibly number 1, number 2 or number 3 pound for pound fighter in the world. I don't really need to say much about him. Probably one of the biggest UFC stars ever. Excellent striking, very good takedowns and wrestling. He's got good cardio as well. Very dynamic. He can change it up, but he can dictate most of where the fight goes. Obviously, he's known for his takedowns or whatever. For me, George St-Pierre hasn't got that killer instinct. Hasn't had it for a while. I don't know why he just doesn't, sometimes go all out and kill. Just batter the person. I think against Carlos Condit, he tried, but then I think I don't know. He needs to finish someone, and if anyone needed to finish someone, it's him. And the perfect person to do that against would be Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, 6'1", the former Strikeforce welterweight champion, the former Elite XE champion. Excellent cardio. He's got probably the best cardio ever. Does triathlons and everything else to go in between. Boxing for MMA is good. His boxing is supposedly, but his actual boxing, if you put him in the ring, I don't know how he'd fare up because I'm not sure. He's got 26-8 and 1 record. His jits wicked. He's not afraid to be on his back. So George St-Pierre has to watch out when he's, if he gets him down, he has to be careful of the submissions, and there will be a few of them to come. Nick Diaz got a very tough chin, very battle-chested chin. Paul Daly threw some bombs at him, hit him, dropped him, got straight back up and done the same to Daly and dropped Daly, put him away. Nick Diaz, if you don't know about him, get to know about him. Look for him on YouTube. Very good fight, excellent fighter. His last fight was a loss against Carlos Condit, and his last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 loss. For this fight, main event, I'm picking GSP to win, although I'd like to see Nick Diaz win. I really, 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 really would like to see him win, because just to change shit up. And if he doesn't win, if Nick Diaz doesn't win, then I'd like to see him give GSP a beatdown, make his face all mash up like Carlos Condit did. I think GSP is going to take him down, use the ground and pound, and win that way. I'm not sure. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a strange fight because Nick Diaz comes forward, endless, always comes forward, and he ain't scared of getting hit. George St-Pierre, not too sure about that, and he's going to get hit a lot. There's them annoying punches, they soon mount up, and he'll find out about that if he stays in Diaz's range. But anyway, picking GSP to win, but I want Nick Diaz to win. I would really, really like to see him win. There you go. Next fight on the card is Carlos Condit versus Johnny Hendricks. This is actually for the number 1 contender spot. In many people's eyes, Johnny Hendricks was already the number 1 contender, but we'll leave that alone. Carlos Condit, 6'1", has got a 28-6 record. The former WEC champion, welterweight champion, sorry. Excellent striking, good jiu-jitsu and good submissions, good chin as well, good cardio. His kicks are really good. He has a good game plan as well. His last fight was a loss against GSP, that was by decision. In his last 5 fights, he had 4 wins and 1 loss. He's fighting Johnny Hendricks. Johnny Hendricks hits like a train. He's 5'9", he's got 14-1 record. Huge puncher. He's a Division 1 wrestler. He's very powerful. Good takedowns. Good wrestling. Excuse me. For some strange reason, the athletic commissioners asked him to trim his beard. That's what I've seen on various sites. They've told him to trim his beard. Weird. His last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 loss. His last fight was a win against Martin Kampmann. And if you haven't seen that knockout, go look for it, because he put Martin Kampmann to sleep. Out cold. For this fight, I'm picking Carlos Condit to win. Possibly via... what did I say? I say decision. If he stays away from Hendricks' big shots, uses his range, uses his kicks, but he has to kick properly, defend the face while kicking, or should be if he kicks and Hendricks comes over the top, he'll get knocked out. But yeah, if he uses his range, uses movement, he should be able to keep away Johnny Hendricks and win by decision. For Johnny Hendricks to win, he needs to get inside and start hitting, crowd Carlos Condit, and hit him basically to knock him out. But anyway, I'm picking Carlos Condit to win that fight. Next fight on the card is Jake Ellenberger versus Nate Marquardt. Jake Ellenberger, for me, right, I thought this guy was short. I thought he was like Johnny Hendricks size, but he isn't. He's 6 foot. What the hell? He's got a 28-6 record. He hits hard too. Got good takedowns, decent chin. His last fight was a win against Jay Heron by decision. In his last 5 fights, had 4 wins and 1 loss. The 1 loss was against Martin Kampmann, in which he took a knee to the face and Kampmann just finished it. After Ellenberger was battering him for 2.5 rounds or something like that. Jay Ellenberger's got the task of welcoming Nate Marquardt to the welterweight division of the UFC. Marquardt, 6'1", he's got 32-11 and 2 record. Marquardt, former middleweight, very well rounded, good submissions, decent striking, and he's very hard to finish as well. But for me, Marquardt needs to concentrate on this fight. His last fight against Tariq Saffiedine, which was the last Strikeforce fight ever. He lost the welterweight championship to Saffiedine, because in my eyes, it seemed like he lost concentration. He took him lightly, and he took his, I don't know. It's weird, because Saffiedine was on point, just looking to beat up Marquardt. Marquardt didn't seem like he was, he took him lightly, he wasn't concentrating properly, and just got hammered for it. But anyway, that's my opinion. Maybe different. That's your reason, maybe different, but that's what I thought. But yeah, this fight, Marquardt needs to come out concentrated and go straight for Ellenberger. Don't get in a slugfest. Use your brain, use your kicks as well, because Ellenberger will knock his head off. But I'm going to pick Nate Marquardt to win this fight, possibly via TKO, because I think he will crowd out Jake Ellenberger, really, because Marquardt moves a lot faster than a lot of people for his size as well. He moves very quick. He comes across the cage very quick. If you watch him against Tyron Woodley, he went fast. So yeah, picking Nate Marquardt for that fight. Next fight on the card is Nick Ring versus Chris Camozzi. Nick Ring, I haven't seen too many of his fights, but I know he's a decent kickboxer. He did drop to welterweight for a point for one of his matches, one of his fights, then came back up. He's 6'1", he's got a 13-1 record, good kickboxing, very good movement. That's got submission wins as well. His last fight was a win against Court McGee, and that was via decision. And his last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 loss. Who was the loss against? Well, I can't remember. But anyway, that Chris Camozzi, 6'3", he's got 18-5 record. I haven't seen this guy. I don't think I've seen him fight, but I could be wrong. I'm sure I think I've seen him fight Lewis Kane. But anyway, he's very good Thai boxer, very good striking. And that's all I can say really. His last fight was a win against Lewis Kane by decision. That was in Brazil as well. His last 5 fights was 4 wins and 1 loss. This fight I'm picking Chris Camozzi to win via TKO. There you go. Next fight on the card is Mike Ritchie versus Colin Fletcher. Mike Ritchie, I haven't seen this guy fight. 6'4", he's got 8-3 record. He's a lightweight as well. Not seen him fight. His last fight was a loss against Colton Smith by decision. His last 5 fights, he's had 2 wins and 3 losses. Colin Freak Show Fletcher, Ultimate Fighter veteran, finalist as well. He's 6'3", he's got 8-2 record. This guy's lanky. And I've not seen him fight properly either, but he's very unpredictable. I've seen some bits of his fight. I've seen him fight, was it Cage Warriors or Barra? Well, I've seen him fight, I think it was Barra actually, and he's very unpredictable. Most of all, his biggest asset, he's a one scary ass dude, man. If you see him in his makeup and his clown stuff, yo, he freaks me out. I seen him, where did I see him? I was at Bama last year. I think it was 10 or 11. And I seen this guy walking around. I didn't know who he was with his hat and his face. I was thinking, who the hell is this guy? He's just freaking out walking around. Shit me up. He scared me. But anyway, when I seen him on TV a few weeks ago on Channel 5, they were talking about MMA fighters' wives, and he was on there with his family. But he seems like a sound guy, but he has some scary shit in his house, man. Flipping on you. Check that out on 5 on demand. It should be on there. But anyway, his last 5 fights have 4 wins and 1 loss. For this fight, I'm picking Colin Fletcher to win via rear naked choke. Colin Fletcher, because he's got some good. Most of his wins are via submission, either guillotine or choke or rear naked choke. So I'm picking Colin Fletcher to win. Freak show. So I'll give you a quick roundup of my picks. I've got GSP, Condit, Marquardt, Camozzi and Fletcher. Although I'd like to see Nick Diaz win. I really would like to see him win. And that's it. Also, as well, Patrick Cote makes his welterweight debut. Been saying that for a while. He needs to drop the weight, man, because he looks small. But yeah, Cote, I think he'll find some success at welterweight. Some success anyway. But there you go. What else? Don't forget to rate my video, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, subscribe, even better, then you'll see my face all the time. Check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/Courtney MMA. Follow me on Twitter for MMA related stuff and other random rantings and whatever. Twitter.com/ChokeWho. I train at Leicester Street Fighters, leicestermma.co.uk. Go and check them out, go to the webpage. They've got a Facebook page as well. Check out lapelchoke.com for anything grappling related, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, no-gi, bits of wrestling here and there, I think. But anyway, go and check them out, lapelchoke.com. Also, check out on YouTube Tommy Toehold. You need to see this guy. You need to see MMA and comedy. This guy does it perfectly. No one is doing anything like this guy. Check him out, Tommy Toehold. If you haven't heard about him, go and check him out. Also, who else? Ted Check, also on YouTube. Very good prediction videos, MMA opinions. Has a lot of content, really good content. Go and check him out. Always big up Bloodstain Lane. This guy, if you haven't followed him on Twitter, you must go and follow him on Twitter. You may not like what he says. Sometimes I don't agree with what he says, but a lot of the time, yeah, I do. And he has a decent point. Very knowledgeable about combat sports, boxing, K1, MMA. But go and check him out. I think that's it.